Good evening! It is I, that weird guy, Herbert, I think my name is. And today, I'm gonna glue more bits onto this engine. Don't know how well focused that is, but I'm not going to play with it. Because the more you play with it, the more God gets angry or some weird bullshit. There are some small bits to glue on, which I'm hoping I won't knock off before I get the model finished. 58 and 59. 10 away from nice. And they're different, so I'll do my best to not get them all confused. Yeah, that's 59, which is the closer one. Can go there. Haven't managed to clip them off neat enough to avoid cleanup. Hi, silly, you can't hear me saying hello to you, but I'm saying hello anyway. Even though you can't hear me, I hope you're doing well. That looks neat. Therefore, it is neat. This is a visual medium, after all. It's still got a little lumpy in it. It's difficult to hold without breaking it. Very good. Okay. Sounds like Legally Distinct Simpsons theme song. Okay, we need this one. The engine goes around this way. I can see how this is working. This is potentially going to be very annoying to place. There is a tiny nubbin on the end that seems to link in with that bit. So maybe it's not going to be so bad. That's some wishful thinking, Herbert. Let's try to do this so both cameras can see it. This may require some tweezers. I have not misplaced my tweezers. They were simply behind the instructions. makes contact there. And it's meant to go a bit further forward, I think. Hopefully, that's not going to be a problem. I think it's actually meant to contact that bit, but that's where it sits. That's where it fits. And that's where it stays. Forever and ever. It's probably incorrect, but my bigger concern is if this is in the wrong position, it's not going to fit into the hole properly. I'm not entirely sure I can actually test fit that. We'll make it work. Unfortunately, there's another one of these for the other side. That's fun. Just do it in the same way. Nice and easy as you like. Yep, just drop your tweezers. That's part of it. And that also doesn't fit the knob that I think it's meant to fit on. But close enough for Herbert work. That's not too bad. Now we leave that to bond and hopefully never ever be broken off. And we make some sort of, I don't know what it is. Looks like a fuel tank. Oh, there's nothing there to clip. N60. Right there where it says 60. Ah, you can read numbers, Herbert. It's a new skill I've acquired. There's another couple of bits that go onto the engine as well. I might as well clip them out. Because if I don't, I can't use them. Excuse me. 44 over there. And the other one over there. Can probably stick those on while I'm waiting for this assembly to bond. Oh, tiny nubbins on rounded bars, how I disapprove of you. Petulant shits. That looks pretty good otherwise. How do they want this? Glued together, mostly, I suspect. But does that go... Goes in that hole, I think. That's what it looks like anyway, but I don't think that is actually the case. Goes something like that. But they haven't done a good job with, like, keying or anything. So you can't be quite sure. Or I can't be quite sure. Maybe you can. It goes on the engine somewhere. And it looks like it should empty. Looks like it goes... No, it's just showing the picture upside down. So it goes upward. I don't know. Oh, I'll figure it out. I'll start by gluing the two bits together. Hey, Corvus, how you doing? Now to glue it together without putting glue on my fingers. There needs to be more pictures of this bit in the instructions. Fair to middling, I'd say the same. Definitely needing sleep, but otherwise pretty good. Would that be how that goes? Could be. Could also not be. That's the angle the picture shows. Looks very similar. So, is near enough good enough? I'm gonna go with yes. You need sleep and you just woke up? I know that feel. Still got some more bits to clean up. I don't know if I'm meant to clip that all the way down or not. I cannot tell. Looks fine though, so I won't. Probably don't really need to be doing too much cleanup on this either, because it will be deep within the bowels of the engine. Okay, we have this. And it should be around this way. With this. I can't tell which will be easier to put on first, if any. But probably this one. Or does that go in the... Maybe looking closer will help. Waiting on the people to come and replace the screen on your phone. They come to you and do that? That seems convenient. This one is the lower one. Can't get food delivered, but you can get home phone screen replacement. I mean, if you need it, that's good. I think I'd prefer food, though. This is possibly a tweezer job. I think that nubbin is meant to lock in with that recess. Can't get it to sit how I think it should sit, though. It just took a little bit of force. And now the glue god shall hold it here forever. Why won't you go into place? Fucking dog cunt. Those look appropriately engine-y, if I do say so myself. And then this should go on here somewhere. If I can pick it up without bending it out of place. No idea what that is or where it should go to. The answer is, it's a thing, and it goes somewhere. So it's kind of the opposite of a GNDN relay from Star Trek, which stands for Goes Nowhere, Does Nothing. If I look at the instructions, it might tell me how the
Make it
thing
so.
fits in. Make it so. Doesn't seem to help looking at the pictures. Seems like it should actually be on the inside of this other thin bit, which is quite a pain in the dick. Okay, maybe not such a pain in the dick. That was very simple. I would glue that there, but it may need to be repositioned later, so I'll save myself some annoyance, or potential annoyance, which is just as annoying. I think, for now, that's all of the engine bits. Kinda. The next step is, a transmission linkage or something, I guess you would call it. The drive shaft that runs through the center of the tank. We'll need some different sprues for that. Also, gonna skip the putting the engine inside the hull step for now, I think. Because it looks like it will be significantly easier to paint it separately. Let's get on with it already. Who did that? Okay, I need Q2 and M sprues. And of course, they will not be the ones on top of the pile. That's M, though it looks like an E. Herbert skipping steps. Say it isn't so. I love skipping. Tra-la-la-la-la. Going like that isn't skipping, but you get the idea. Q2 looks like G2, but it's not. Ostensibly, this is the sprue I want. Q2, 23 and 22. Found 23 and 22. Now, what's the difference between these shafts? One is more bendy. I can tell those apart, probably. 46 is the straighter one. They both appear relatively straight on the picture. Please don't go flying. Thank you. Who did that? Okay, we got 16, 11, right here. Wait. That wasn't 16, that was 19. It looks the same though. Put it in the order that they appear in the instructions so I don't get too confused. Can go over there for now. Lots of little bits. Everyone's favorite. Oh, that nubbin went on the floor. It's probably going to find its way under my foot. I might do a little swear about it. Now, to hold this without getting my finger in the way, but still supporting it enough to add pressure to it without just snapping it right off. It's more challenging than you'd assume. Especially since this knife is no longer brand new sharp. I should replace the blade before the next stream. That's a nubbin that needs removing. Get out of here. No, no, no. Stay on the shirt. Carpet monster shall not be fed. No feeding the carpet monster. Now, how does this go? Do I need to remove that mold line? Looks like it goes that way. I think it'll be fine. Nobody is going to be looking that close, right? Oh no. Click. We'll remove that bit, because it's a bit chonkier than the rest. And this bit also has keying, but I can't quite tell what they want by the instructions. I think it goes with this at the top. That's pretty good. I don't think... I'm sure some people would get angry about that, but I don't think it's necessary to make everything absolutely perfect when it's going to be buried inside the hole. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to build it with clear rods holding the whole top up. Just because I feel like it's kind of a waste to build all of this interior and only be able to see it through hatches. But still, that doesn't mean everything has to be flawless when it won't actually be visible. Okay. I think the first thing to do would be to assemble these 4 bits into whatever it is they are. Ugh. Excuse me. This stuff makes me belch quite a lot. All the more reason to drink it. Unfortunately, it's empty now. Slouch down like an animal. This should be fairly straightforward. There's keying for all of this. I know how to use keying. I assume I know how to use keying. That seems a bit... it doesn't want to go together. I couldn't be doing it wrong, could I? Don't be stupid. The trouble is, it's so small I can't actually see when I put it together. Yeah. Seemed to work when I put force on it, but because the glue has evaporated, it just came right apart. Maybe this is the wrong part? No, that can't be it. Fucking dog cunt. There, that's together. It's just a very tight fit. And hopefully there's enough glue in there that it stays together. Could just dump a load of glue on top of it. Load. Now for the other bit. Fucking... That was like half off the table. Told you wouldn't get fed today, carpet monster. Oh man. Glue didn't work very good there. Maybe I shouldn't say things like that to the carpet monster. Things always have a way of proving me wrong when I say things. Okay, I think that's all together how it should be together. Put it over there to bond. And then we have this. Which is, of course, going to be very simple and easy to put together. Maybe a bit of extra glue on this side too. Yeah, you like that, don't you? We hold it this way to follow the instructions. This thing goes on. It's kind of hard to tell how it goes on. Missed it, you were distracted. That's okay. I got it. Okay, it goes. Finish your sentence, Herbert. goes here, facing this way. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Then this doodad goes on here. Looks like I might not have cleaned that bit up perfectly. There's a small nubbin on top of it. That's definitely going to hinder things. No, don't drop it. And then we have the shafts that go on either end of that. And believe it or not sure which is which. But the king will probably help with that, actually. One has a sort of rounded, well, they both have a sort of rounded king. This one goes on this end, but that's a very tight fit. So that could be more correct. It looks in the color picture in the painting guide, makes it look like the more bendy one goes toward the front. So, where'd the other one go? I haven't lost my shaft. I found it. So it goes on this end. Probably requires a little trimming to do so. Yep. Don't force it, you'll break it. It seems like it's going to stay there, but I don't think it will without glue. Hey, it's me again. How you doing? Love the vids. Keep up the good work on the train table. I will. I will. Speaking of trains, I received some new toys today. I got a pair of new benzene wagons. You definitely trust me with a train with these in them. I believe benzene is petrol or gasoline. But these are cool. I pre-ordered them like 3 weeks ago and they arrived today. Ah, thank you for the follow, Steel City Models. Unfortunately, my pre-order for the D-Day 80th anniversary D-Day wagons doesn't seem like they're going to arrive before D-Day, which is a bit annoying. This goes around a specific way. I'm sure it's not a big deal. Does it actually join in with the engine? It does. We have to poke that through the hole in the wall. Hopefully it all just drops together. Probably fine and dandy. The next step is to glue it into the hole, so I think I'll do that. You did hear D-Day. This is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, of course, on the 6th of June. How many days are in? There's 31 days this month. Dapple have a D-Day commemorative wagons, and I pre-ordered 2 of them for N scale, because that's the scale I model, and they haven't been sent yet. This has been sitting for a while. It's a little dusty. Dust it off before showing it on the camera. Okay, the engine. Am I going to damage it by plopping it in here? Yep, probably. Do that when you're ready to not pull it out again. This goes in here somewhere. Can't actually see the hole to mount it into. Am I trying to do this backwards? No. It's the kids who are backwards. This is a Bergepanther, so technically it's a panther, but it has the no turret and the rescue crane and such. And many, many hamburgers. This is just hard to do with my gigantic fingers blocking my view. Maybe you could use tweezers, Herbert. That was brilliant. Have you considered having a tiny baby girl hands like me? Never thought of that. Maybe I should. I'll pop down to the hand store in the morning. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't actually be resting on the torsion bars. What an annoying piece of doodadery. I don't know why. This should have been put in before this bit, this plate, was put in. But that's not what the instructions said. Herbert recommends rebelling against that instruction. I think that's in the hole. It might even be best to leave this unglued until the engine is in place. But the problem with that is I want to do some painting before the engine goes in place. I think that's actually in the right spot though. That's not right in the center of the hole. But it's movable enough that that shouldn't matter. And I haven't videoed putting any of that together, so I'll either have to pull it out and film it, or just waffle about it in the video and pretend that I couldn't get the video that I needed or something. It's almost sitting perfectly. Not going to be able to get my glue in there without making a mess. It's fine. Now, you stay. I'm going to have some strong words for you. That looks pretty good. I'm guessing they probably didn't really have crew hanging out in this area too much in a Bergepanther, because those exposed torsion bars don't really seem good for the feet. Not that I'm complaining, because I'd be kind of annoyed having, because they were a bit of a bitch to put in. I don't want to cover them up. I want them visible. looks like we're ready to turn the page to... We're going to ignore step 22 because I don't want to put the engine in just yet. Why is there no one on the YouTube live? I have no idea. Because nobody watches live. Probably because, while it's a convenient time for me, it's not a convenient time for anybody else. There is these bits of hose, pipe. I think once that's in place, it'll make it harder to get the engine in. Probably the same with these two. So they do kind of look like they just go down the side of the engine compartment and chill. The painting and marking guide has been really helpful in this. Look, they've got that without the engine in. Including the... whatever this is at the rear. But does that mean you can actually get the engine in? Unknowable. Yeah, YouTube live streaming is just not very advertised. You do both normal videos and lives. YouTube will rarely suggest your live content. YouTube streaming is basically the same as I treat it. Very, very secondary. YouTube isn't really a streaming site. I have no idea when anybody that I'd like to watch live is on YouTube. Because it doesn't really tell you. And if it was to be a problem, I'd just stop streaming on YouTube and keep it up on Twitch. I don't know. There's barely any space either side of the engine. I'm hesitant to really try and test fit it. Because these bits that stick out the side will either break or be very difficult to get it to come out again once they're in there. Okay, these go in here, and the pipes I was talking about go just forward of them. They're going to be really painful to put in when the engine's in place as well. Do you watch Spotto? I have no idea who Spotto is. And that one that goes around here will definitely be in the way. Maybe what I do is I paint the engine and hull separately, and I get these 3 pipes off. That didn't sound right. I get them, I paint them separately, and then I put them in after putting the engine in. I'll remember to come back and put those in, surely. Look him up. I'm trying to stream at the moment, so I probably won't. I have no idea who they are or what they do, so I've got plenty of other things that I watch. Do I need to have those? I feel like maybe they didn't really... They probably did, but maybe they didn't do enough test building before the instructions. The order of things could be a bit better. So I don't think it's a good idea to put what looks to be like a sub in a car stereo system. I don't think that's a good idea to put that in before the engine either. Certainly the side bits though, we can do that. You have to skip back in the instructions to see the first bit, Herbert. Okay, I need the K3 sprue, which is probably at the bottom of the box. I need the H3 one too. It says K3. Wasn't quite at the bottom of the box. Might as well have been, though. What other sprues will I need? Might be sensible to do the battery subassembly first. For which I'll need... excuse me. J3, G2, and some K3 as a separate subassembly. Located it. I really need like a big rack thing to just neatly put all the sprues in, but that would take up way too much space. Okay, from here we need these bars, whatever they call them. I called them Davo. That's all I needed that sprue for. Don't need that one yet. And we shall make some, hopefully, pretty simple, easy battery holdy doodads. That's what everybody wants, battery holding doodads. Okay, those are good. Of course, there are nubbins on these thin, easily broken parts. Which is half the fun. Is it, Herbert? That is not yet broken. It's in the process of breaking. If it stays together long enough to get onto the battery, it'll be fine. You won't be able to see it, but there's a very fine white line across it. I'm sure there's a very specific way this goes together. It fits better when you put it around the right way. Make sure that I am actually... So you like building panzers, huh? I do. Who doesn't? Weirdos. That's who. I'm having a sprue avalanche. Ah, no! No! Can't quite tell if there's a specific way around these batteries should go. But these little things line up when you get them around that way. And that's what's going to be contacting the little cross doodads, so that seems like the proper way to go about it. So let's do it the proper way. Or the Herbert Erpaderp way. Should build the Liger Zero Panzer then? Should I? That sounds like anime. So dramatic, this music. Makes me feel like I'm doing something much more dangerous and important than I actually am. And now, will these doodads fit across the top? Or has Herbert completely ruined his model? Ooh. The suspense is killing me. And now the broken one, which really hoping will stay together. Probably is really a tweezer's job, isn't it? Look at that. No breakage. Now, the Hamburger Panther will be able to start it up. Don't we all need an anime break? Not me. I don't like anime. Mostly I don't really enjoy the art style. But a lot of the stories just seem dumb to me from an outside perspective. Also, I don't really watch many other shows either because they seem dumb. Okay. Well, I got K3? I do. Have I got G2? No. I found R2. There's no D2. I do have G2 out. Surely the idea of all weapon platforms taking the shape of a giant single-man piloted robot animals isn't silly. Really? That is very silly. I'm not opposed to silly things. I just don't care for a lot of the stories, and it's always... Anime always seems to be like schoolgirls for some reason. I don't get it. What am I looking for? 44 and 45? Angsty teenagers. I remember being a teenager. Sorta. K45. I will find you eventually. Anime goes a lot of places. I mean, I have nothing against people who like anime. Unless they're the really annoying sort who won't shut the fuck up about it. That's just not really... Mostly it's the art style I don't really get into, and the stories don't grab me. The only one I've actually watched is all the way through is Girls on Panzer. Because I like tanks. But even then, the story was just a bit... I don't really care, but the tanks look cool. I think I've got everything I need to make a... Don't even know what this is. It's a thing. I guess I don't need to know what it is. If I had to know what all of the parts were, I'd never get anything done. Yeah, it'll go on like that. It'll stay better when the glue is there to hold it in place. Whatever this is. Gets slotted in that little slot there. Makes perfect sense. Have I eliminated the nubbins? No. What about Battletech Mech Warrior? The models that I've seen, pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't like big stompy robots? But they're not like my favorite thing ever. There's been a few models like that shared over on Discord that are really good. I think smaller bit will be easier to put on first. And we're all about the easy, probably. You do love playing you some Battletech? Yeah, Corvus likes Battletech. I believe he is one of the folks who have shared some of the cool robots on the Discord. The robots. Oh, that was brilliant. Ass. That looks like it's how it should be. How about a bit more glue? For the glue god's sake. More bits and / or pieces. K3. Excuse me. This seems to be a fuel tank of some kind. Probably for liquefied sauerkraut. Gotta clip all of the nubbins off Herbert, otherwise it'll stay on the sprue. Oh. Let me just bash the microphone a few times. Steiner mechs. I assume they're different to the regular Steiner. I'm missing a bit. I'm missing several bits. There's meant to be pipes and stuff. Man, I'm the worst. $43. 33. Couldn't tell if I'm cutting guide nubbins off the end of these or not. Probably not, though. It's all fine. I couldn't make a mistake. Not old Herbert. They actually make 1/44th military kits. Yeah. They're not that common, but they do make them. There's not I've got, I think I've got a King Tiger in that scale. There's not a lot to it, but there is it is a build. More than the 286th or what of a scale. But there's not a lot of parts to it. H3-4. Where are you? Under everything else? Mm-hmm. Hiding. I just read the part number out and had to remind myself that it was number 4. Maybe I should get some more for 1/44 scale kits. That's almost British N scale, which is 148th scale. More likely I'll just print stuff like that. I don't know if that's meant to be that shape. It's probably fine. This is... side panel for here? Is it going to give me grief when I actually try to put it on? Maybe a little bit. There's probably some nubbins preventing a good fit at the moment. Please tell me I haven't got it stuck together. I haven't got it stuck together. Some sort of combat helicopter in that scale. I haven't really looked, but I haven't seen any helicopters that small, but that would be neat. I haven't built a I don't think I've ever built a helicopter. Maybe I should. Actually, I've got a Rubicon Huey somewhere. I should build that. I think the reason I haven't built it is because I couldn't decide on what variant I wanted to build. There's nubbins here. There's nubbins everywhere. I'm surrounded by nubbins. Should we get up and put some pants on? The repair people will be coming soon. Well, I mean, you probably should, really, but if you don't, it's not... It's a them problem. But they'll probably solve the problem by leaving and not doing the repair. Sometimes life sucks when you're forced to wear pants. That seems like it's neatened up enough. looks okay. Which way does this sit? Clean up the outside edge where the big nubbin is. That's which side is... The nubbins have to go, otherwise they won't. It'll impact how it fits. But otherwise, the bottom doesn't need too much cleanup. Also... that's open and faces outward. Does that mean there's nothing there when we put the hole together? Because that's going to be a bit shit. I don't actually know what they are. They look like... I thought they were fuel tanks, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're, or maybe they are. I'd imagine in the gun tank with the turret, they would put, like, ammo there. But they look like they've got little hoses connecting them up to the engine area. My server is now infected with silliness. I mean, it already was. Are you making it worse? There is no cure. RIP. That's... I guess that's... there's nothing I can do about it, really, but I just wanted that to be, like, covered over, because I'm going to model it with the whole top lifted. I'm sure it's not really worth worrying about. Also, I will go and check the silliness when I'm done. Which is going to be soon, because I'm starting to get a headache. My eyes hurt. Because I'm old. How would we... let me do this. Looks like it should plop on here. Like that. And that's open at the end. Open fuel tanks aren't really a lot of good, in my experience. Also, it seems to be... I don't know if that is meant to fully stick down to the hull or not, because it doesn't sit that way naturally. Let's consult the painting and marking guide again. It's actually been really helpful. The marking guide, well, it's not really a marking guide, it's the painting guide for the interior. It looks like it sits flat on the hull, but We can probably deal with that when it comes time to glue the whole rear on. So it's fine that way now. Let's stick all these bits on. Bergepanther. It's a panther that burgers. A burger, not Bergen. But same thing. Looking up some kits right now. Have you built Revell kits before? And if so, do you have any comments on the top of your head? I have. I avoid them because impulse buying Herbert doesn't want to bother checking to see if they're good ones or bad ones. Much like Airfix. You could get something from the 50s, or you could get something relatively new and good. There is a video, I built the Revell Ark Royal, and I got annoyed at the whatever class destroyer it is, and I stabbed it with my nippers. You look like a wise man who would stroke his beard. I am a man who would stroke his beard. Wise is debatable. That's gonna... Might as well put some glue on first, so it stays where we want it. And then we'll just add a bit around the outside. Hopefully the camera sees how the guide pins go and such. And there's little slots for this, which are good, but kind of hard to see when the part is over them. The Bergepanther's most popular dish is the sauerkraut burger, because Hans only eats sauerkraut. Good old Hans. It's all he knows. That's the German way. You'll have to research? Yeah, I mean, if you're not like me, who is too impatient to do research, I do sometimes, but not usually. They definitely have some good kits, and you can make a crappy kit good too, with work. I guess it just depends on how much money you want to spend, and, you know, what you actually want. If Revell is the only one that offers what you want, there's not a lot of choice. Too poor to not do research? Yeah, me too. The only reason I have a big stash of kits though is because eventually YouTube gives me enough money to buy them. Otherwise I wouldn't. That's good. Now, I was gonna say something else about... Yeah, other brands like Academy, usually pretty good, but if you're looking for a specific thing, you can sometimes find stuff... It's probably better if you're not looking for a specific thing, but you can find sellers that have discounts or free shipping. That's what I like to do. People overcomplicate tanks. Just put a big gun on a van. That seems like it could work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Okay, the keying determines which way around this goes. Goes that way. Then whatever this is has a thing for it. And almost forgot these little bits. They both have a 144th Apache. I guess, yeah, Apaches do look aggressive. I guess it depends on how cheaply you can find either one. Or maybe one's better than the other. One could even be a rebox of the same kit. These are the things you can learn with research. I assume you're familiar with scale mates. That's a pretty good place for research. How under hail does this go? That. That's probably how that should look. Not familiar, mostly stick to gunpla or some Zoids! I mean, I'm not familiar with Koto Ukiya, but Bandai makes some really good stuff. I like their Star Wars kits. But if you want to research, especially if things are reboxes and things that they come with or how they've changed over the years or when they were released, Scalemates is a pretty good resource. I think they also have links to shops, so you can possibly find the cheapest prices on there. That looks like it's in place properly. That one sticks out a bit. That's pretty good. Very battery. And instead of gluing that into place, I'm going to leave it for next time. Or my eyes hurt. Probably from looking at myself in the preview monitor. They're an awesome resource. Yeah, I guess not everyone, but a lot of people do say that it's what they use for research. You can even manage your stash on there, which I started a long time ago and never kept up with. I'm thinking about streaming in the morning. Depends on if I wake up or not. If I don't wake up, I won't stream because I'll be dead, I guess. But I'm thinking of doing some farm sim at some point tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I usually like to do at least something on Thursday. Haven't done a morning stream on Thursday for a while. I'm going to see if there's anybody to do a small raid at. Hey, I'm Zed is doing Hey, I'm Zed things, so we're going to go over and say hi to Hey, I'm Zed. He's an Australian GTA roleplay player. So if you want to see someone really good at farming tomorrow, feel free to drop by. There'll be a new video for patrons tomorrow night, probably too. Just as a heads up. I'll click this button and we'll go for a raid. If you're on YouTube, you can't come on the raid unless you come over to Twitch. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. I've got to wait a few seconds for this to work.